Black Road was a dirt road, and they had a guy that had an old Dodge car, one of those old high wheel deals, and he'd pick the kids up there and haul them out to the blacktop roads, ruts. It was like a railroad track. Put your car in those ruts and take off. Made 2 routes, 2 trips with a bus. Drove first bus and second bus. And when I started then, I drove 1 route. We had the 3rd bus then. I drove 1 route. And I'd take the kids home, then I'd come back and then I'd help sweep the building, whatever was left to do.
Band instruments were bought and people took care of repairs. Dinners, which were recognition dinners for basketball, cheerleaders, patrol leaders, athletic banquets, teacher receptions, high school graduates, all these were done yearly. Paper drives were taken and worked upon, and magazine drives, metal drives. There were annual children Halloween parties, Christmas treats, and then there was the minstrel show for many years, and the proceeds went to the school.
Before electricity came to Cleveland schools and then to Richfield schools, there were very few nighttime activities in the building. The mechanical part of the heating and ventilating system was operated by a big stationary horizontal single-cylinder gasoline engine with an open-air reservoir on the top of the cylinder to keep the thing cool. There were drinking fountains and flush toilets supplied by water from a big pressurized water tank in the boys' room. Water came from well inside the building, having a pump operated by another 1-lugger type gasoline engine, similar to, but smaller than the ventilating systems.
There was a pipe. There was a pipe that ran from that janitor's office or closet, whatever you want to call it there, by the furnace room. There was a gasoline engine in there, and that's where the well was. They'd start that gasoline engine to pump the big tank that they had full of water for pressure. And then they had one for the fan for the furnace to heat the building. Big old fan out there. And it was a gasoline engine until they got electric. They had gas lights in that thing. I had electric when I started, 2 bulbs. That was it in the classroom. 2 big bulbs. And that's all they had when I started to work there in 1949. They never got fluorescent lights there till after they built Revere and did all that remodeling of the 2 old buildings. That's when they got fluorescent lights.
As the population of Richfield expanded, so did the need for classroom space.
When I arrived here, the 3rd and 4th grade class was taught by Miss Ruth Hamilton, and the 2 classes were fairly large for the 1 room we were in. That year, there were so many youngsters in the class that they had to add another row of seats into the room. There was not room for an aisle between that row which they added and the seats which had already been there. So we were really packed into the classroom that year, but we certainly learned just as well as if we'd had a small class of maybe 15 or 20.
In 1939, the addition of a gym and additional classrooms was added to the original building constructed in 1916.
In the November election, 1937, a bond levy was passed and 5 or 6 votes against it to build an auditorium, a new gym, and classrooms on the rear of the brick building built in 1916.
In 1939, that building was tore down and they built a new addition to Revere High School at the new gym. Turned the old gym into cafeteria. When I went to school, where the cafeteria is, that was the gym. And they put another floor in there, so the top half of the gym was the classrooms, and half of it was a hall that went into the new section. And that had a wood floor that was the best floor in Summit County for many years, that old wood floor that they had.
In 1950, the townships of Bath and Richfield decided to combine to form the Revere Local School District. During construction of the new high school, students were bused between Bath and Richfield schools. Half of the day they spent at one school for some of their classes, and the other half they went to the other school for the rest. In 1953, the new high school was completed and Richfield became an elementary school grades K through 6. Throughout the years, as the populations of the two districts changed, changes came to Richfield as well. In its latter years, Richfield housed grades 3 through 4, and Bath housed grades 5 through 6. With the addition of Hillcrest School and the declining enrollment in the Revere School District, the Revere Board of Education decided to officially close Richfield School. In 1994, the doors of Richfield closed. As for Richfield's future, at this point in its life, it is unsure. We like to think that brick and mortar will last forever, will withstand time and weather. Over the years, Richfield has housed many individuals, as long as many memories. A place where they had their first kiss, or met their first date, or even met their future spouse. Or maybe where they received the foundation of an education that they would carry with them for the rest of their lives. Brick and mortar may not withstand the elements of time, but memories, they will live on.